This is an open letter to interracial daters, swirlers, spouses, and advocates of interracial relationships. My name is Mark Black. As you can probably tell from my work on this channel, I'm dedicated to black empowerment and the liberation of my people from whiteism. However, you and I have a problem. You see, because we have chosen to date, fuck, marry, or otherwise romantically engage with pale people, we have become in many ways a hindrance to black people and a liability to our struggle. All too many of you have not only paired up with whiteists, you actually have aligned yourselves with them in thought, word, and deed. And today, I'm here to call you out. Oh, I know already the excuses many of you will offer up in defense of your choice. Black, insert gender here, ain't shit. Pale people treat me better. And my personal favorite, love has no color. Well, I'm here to tell you that your excuses don't wash, and they never will. I could go into how historically and currently the pale people objectify black bodies and lives, using us for their benefit without recognizing our essential humanity and the humanity of our people. I could discuss how way too many of you see sexual access to pale people as a sign of racial progress in a weak-ass attempt to escape your blackness. I could speak for hours about how little you care for the struggles of your people while maintaining your sick and unhealthy concern for the pale people many of you surround yourselves with. However, I'm going to keep it simple so that even the most unconscious and ignorant amongst you can get the message. The day of lifting the pale people above your own people is over. For ages, unwillingly and unfortunately these days willingly, we've acted as bucks and bed wenches for the pale people, sacrificing ourselves to cleave to a people that at best see us as servicing them and their needs, and at worst something to come in or on and warm their beds. Our sacred ancestors living under the lash and the rope didn't have a choice. Today we do. There is no acceptable excuse and no mercy for those of us who cape, coon, and otherwise act as whiteism apologists just for a pale piece of ass. Slowly but surely a reckoning is coming. On that day you will turn to our people for sanctuary and find none. You will turn to your beloved pale people, only to be destroyed. When you draw your last breath, tears streaming down your face, only then will you finally understand the doom you brought upon yourselves, because our people will be free, either with you or without you. So if you have brains enough to listen to what I'm saying, let me offer 3 pieces of advice that might save your black ass. First and foremost, any of you who may be currently dating or considering dating a pale person, walk the fuck away. There is nothing that you can have with them that you cannot have with a mate chosen from our own people, and without the added fuckery of having to give up your blackness to have it. Second, if you are in a so-called committed relationship with one of the pale people and they give even the slightest hint of a problem with you standing for black power and liberation, or any hesitation to back your play, get the fuck out. No one can claim to love you and hate your people. It's impossible, and to continue fooling yourselves into thinking that just because they fuck you, that they cannot be whiteists, makes you the damned biggest fool on the planet. Unless your pale mate is as willing to fight and if need be die like John Brown, they ain't worth wasting time on. By the way, just as a side note, choosing another pale person thinking that they're different than the last one you had won't save you. Lastly, own your shit. Sure, you may have made your choice when you were asleep and not caring about your people, but that is no excuse. Black people have been burned 1,000,000 times by no good niggas who can come up with every excuse in the book why they chose what they chose. We have rightfully earned our people's suspicion, and they don't owe us shit unless we earn it. One day, you will have to make a choice. I choose my people. I choose black first. No pale woman will ever move me from this path while I live and breathe. In conclusion, I want to remind you of an old saying. Talk is cheap. Don't even think about bringing Becky and Brad along for the revolution if all they've done is talk nice and say stuff like, I feel so bad about what's happening to your people, and ain't doing a damn thing to stop it. These pale people will claim to love you while electing and empowering people in systems that would love nothing more than to see the streets run red with our blood. They will claim to feel so bad while doing nothing to stop their people from hurting you. They'll wear a safety pin and think that makes them our allies. They will cry about black poverty without giving up a penny of the stolen resources they've grown fat from. To you pale people who have black people in your homes and in your beds, I say, other than offering up your ass and nigger trinkets, what else are you doing for the liberation of your so-called loved one from the onslaught of your people? Black folk, ask the pale people you've given so much for this question. If they have no answers for you except hounding you for a game plan and suggestions, separate yourselves from them and do it now. Now. You may not get the chance to do it later. Sincerely, Mark Black. Postscript. To my black royal family, I take responsibility for the choice I've made and for the repercussions of my choice. I offer no excuses and expect you to accept none. I've earned your suspicion and will work hard to regain your trust. There is no Becky who is worth losing myself and my ability to serve my people for. I will fight with every weapon in my arsenal, every tool in my chest, with every thought, word, and deed, not to sustain and maintain the pale people's unholy hegemony, but for our liberation, whether I get to see the promised land or not. I remain your man, Mark Black. Until the next time, love, peace, prosperity, and power. Real power to my people.